Before we start building, let us examine the 6 datasets. Properties contains 35 rental homes with addresses, year built, square footage, dwelling type, and Yardi integration fields. Tenants has 40 records with contact information and lease details. Technicians lists 12 field workers with trade specializations and home coordinates for distance calculations. Maintenance jobs has 50 work orders covering priority, category, status, and cost. Property visits tracks 45 site visits with duration and travel time. Maintenance history summary has 35 pre-aggregated rows that we will use for predictive modeling in Phase 5. Take a moment to note the key columns in each, especially the foreign keys that connect them. Phase 1 is all about getting your data into Foundry and joining it together into enriched datasets. This is the foundation that everything else builds on. If your data is wrong here, every dashboard, every AI agent, every automation downstream will produce incorrect results. We will create a project, upload 6 CSV files, build 2 pipeline builder, transforms with multi-table joins, and verify row counts. Take your time in this phase. Accuracy matters more than speed. From the Foundry home screen, click Files in the left sidebar. Click New Project and select Sandbox Project. Name it exactly Capstone Property Operations. We use the Capstone prefix to avoid naming conflicts with other users in the shared training sandbox. Click Create and you will land inside your new project folder. This is where everything for the next 2 hours will live. Inside your project, click New and Folder. Name it Raw. This is a common convention in Foundry to separate raw source data from derived outputs. All 6 of your CSV files will go into this folder. Keeping raw data separate makes it easy to rerun pipelines if you ever need to re-upload or update source files. Think of it as the loading dock of your data warehouse. Open the raw folder and click New. Then Upload Files. Select all 6 CSV files from your computer: properties.csv, tenants.csv, technicians.csv, maintenancejobs.csv, property visits.csv, and maintenance history summary.csv. Foundry will automatically detect delimiters and data types. After each file uploads, click into it to verify the schema looks correct. Column names, types, and sample values should all make sense. Verification is critical. Open each dataset and check the row counts. Properties should have 35 rows, tenants 40, technicians 12, maintenance jobs 50, property visits 45, and maintenance history summary 35. If any count is off, re-upload that file. A wrong row count usually means the CSV had a formatting issue, maybe a stray new line or an unscaped comma in a text field. Do not proceed until all 6 counts match. Navigate back to your project root and search for Pipeline Builder. Click Create New and name it Build Enriched Maintenance Jobs. This pipeline will join 4 tables together: maintenance jobs as the anchor table, enriched with columns from properties, tenants, and technicians. The result is a single wide table containing everything you need for the scheduling dashboard: job details, property address, tenant contact information, and technician name, all in one row. In the Pipeline Builder canvas, click Add Dataset and navigate to your raw folder. Add all 4 datasets: maintenance jobs, properties, tenants, and technicians. You will see 4 nodes appear on the canvas. Arrange them so maintenance jobs is on the left, It is the primary table that all others join into. The visual layout does not affect logic, but keeping it organized helps you reason about the data flow. Here you can see the pipeline builder graph view showing all 4 input datasets as nodes. Notice the clean left-to-right flow, maintenance jobs on the far left with arrows indicating the join relationships. This visual representation is one of Pipeline Builder's strengths. Non-technical stakeholders can understand what is happening just by looking at the graph. In a moment, we will configure the join nodes that connect these datasets. This is the join configuration panel where you set up each join. On the left, you select the join type. We use left join to keep all maintenance jobs rows even if there is no matching property, tenant, or technician. On the right, you specify the join key columns. The visual interface makes it easy to see exactly which columns are being matched, and you can add or remove columns from the output with checkboxes. Pay attention to the column mappings. You want to bring over the right column without creating duplicates. Configure 3 sequential left joins. First join, maintenance jobs left join properties on property ID equals property ID, bringing over street address, year built, dwelling type, building square footage, and home tier level. Second join, the result left join tenants on tenant ID equals tenant ID, bringing over first name, last name, email, and main phone. Third join, left join technicians on technician ID equals technician ID, bringing over name, trade specialization, home let, and home loan. Each join adds context to the maintenance job row. Now your pipeline graph shows the complete flow. 4 input nodes on the left, 3 joint nodes in the middle creating a chain, and 1 output node on the right. The data flows from maintenance jobs through each join, getting wider with each step as new columns are added. This is the classic star schema denormalization pattern, taking normalized relational data and flattening it into a single wide table for analytics and applications. Click the output node and hit preview. You should see 50 rows, 1 for each maintenance job, now enriched with property addresses, tenant names, and technician details. Scroll horizontally to verify all joint columns are present. Spot check a few rows. Pick a job for property 200001 and confirm the street address matches the properties table. This preview step saves you from deploying a broken pipeline. Always preview before you deploy. Right-click the final output node, select Add Output, then New Dataset. Name it Enriched Maintenance Jobs and save it to your project folder. Create a new branch or use your existing feature branch. Click Deploy Pipeline. This registers the transform logic and triggers the first build. Wait for the build to complete. You will see a green check mark when it finishes. The dataset is now live and will rebuild automatically whenever its inputs change. Now create a second pipeline called Build Enriched Visits. This one is simpler, a two-way left join of property visits with maintenance jobs on job ID. The result enriches each visit record with the full job context, category, priority, status, and property details. Name the output enriched visits and deploy it the same way. This dataset will be useful later for analyzing technician performance and travel patterns. Open both pipeline outputs and verify them. Enriched maintenance jobs should have 50 rows with all the joined columns from properties, tenants, and technicians. Enriched visits should have 45 rows with job details appended to each visit record. If either count is wrong, check your join keys. A wrong key will either drop rows, inner join behavior, or multiply them, many-to-many join. With both pipelines verified, phase 1 is complete. Your data foundation is solid.